Hi again, people. Morino, Ravenberg here again as always, and or as usual. Yeah, I'm going to dive right in it. You can tell what time it is based on the header. It's time for another rotten egg video. And check this out. My intuition simply told me to visit a website called Scam So you guys might remember that I've done a video about this in the past, in which someone from China commented negatively here and left a review here by the name of Terry Wesson, despite the fact that I've never served someone like that. And I simply placed a counter review essentially to simply say that, hey, listen, I've never served this person, so this is obvious nonsense. And guess what? I'm going to go into detail regarding a situation again. Check this out, because I go, yeah, high trust rating, blah, blah, blah. Reviews, okay, 2 negative ones, 2 positive ones, okay? Now I'm going to click on them based on 4 reviews. Yeah, this is obviously me, and I clearly tell people, don't listen to reviews you see here. People that are frustrated try to use sites like these to badmouth me instead of openly reaching out to me. Visit my website and see the review section itself for legitimate reviews. Thank you. And then, of course, we have the trustworthy Mashish Kamianowski, customer of mine / friend from Poland, etc., 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 you name it. And this is another account of mine. The only reason I have this account is this is like a Google account, and this was an account back when I still had Facebook. I don't have Facebook anymore, as most of my followers know. So, you know, unfortunately, I don't have access to this account anymore. I already emailed Scam Advisor to see if they can help me, because requesting a password reset does not work. I tried it, and I literally don't get anything in my mailbox. And then I remember that, yeah, this is most likely because I use Facebook to log in, and I can't use it because I deleted my Facebook, so I can't do that anymore, obviously. Uh, that's it. And yeah, up is this guy, Ccinatti. Check out what he says. The owner uses this website as a gateway to scam people and not doing what you paid him to do for you. Be aware, also he will rush you to make the transaction as fast as possible through MoneyGram. In any case, do not trust this guy, and with spiritual works, there's no proof. Learn to practice magic yourself. Last but not least, he will ask you insane amount of money. For starters, this guy needs to learn how to spell. There are no more reviews. This is the guy I was referring to, Terry Wesson. Okay, I already did a video. Wait on the end. Wait for the end screen if you haven't seen that video, and if you simply want to watch it. See China, Terran Western China. Not one time in my life have I served someone of China. This guy is from the U.S. I remember. Okay, he didn't add his thingy, nothing. Okay, so yeah, I'm not gonna fuss. Now let's get into what he says. Unfortunately, due to a hard drive crash on my laptop, I don't have the WhatsApp information, because this guy also reached out to me through WhatsApp, I remember. But as far as I can recall, nothing mention worthy is to be extracted from the WhatsApp conversation. Yeah, like I said, the hard drive on my laptop crashed like a short while ago, half a year ago or something, or 4 months ago. So I don't have access to all the files I used to have, only backup files, which are not extravagantly up to date. I update it every half a year or every year. So yeah, I lost I lost some data, but that's okay. Like I said, it's not an issue. I still have the most important thing I have is email conversation. So I'm going to go through it with you guys, and of course I disclosed his Ccinatti is not his real name. I simply hid his real name for the sake of privacy, obviously. And you know, it's not right to simply add someone's name, etc. I'm simply saying this to people know. Okay, there is a privacy a breach of privacy like clause that you can break or breach with YouTube. The only person I made an exception to is for my so-called ex-fiance. In that case, I was legitimately not aware of the fact that YouTube had like a breach of privacy thing. I made an exception in her case, but it doesn't matter. I rectified that easily, so it's not an issue. So yeah, in any case, in this guy's situation, I edited this PDF and I removed his real name so that you simply don't see it, okay? Because he does mention in one line what his real name is, and you don't see it. You'll see that later on, you know. I'm not going to disclose that because it's not right, end of story. Unless he gives me permission to do so, which I do not want. I don't need his real name. So in any case, we'll simply call him Ccinatti, the name that he goes by. Hello, I commented on one of your YouTube videos on if it's possible for you to work with the spirit to predict the exact lucky lottery numbers to win. If it's possible to give me the exact winning numbers, I would give you 5% from the prize. I win before taxes. Let's say the current price is 375 million. I'll give you 18 and 3/4 million to transfer to your bank account, blah, blah, blah. Okay. My response, hi, we can go ahead if you would like, but I need payment in advance just like all the other orders. If you win, 10% will be more than enough, but by default for trying, at least 1,000 in advance is what you need to pay me. Yeah, my point exactly. Listen, on my website, I literally have, let's look up his thingy first, okay? He goes by the name Ccinatti, right? Let's look up his stuff first. Hold on. Let's look up on my YouTube channel first, whether he can, like, whether I can find his comments. YouTube Studio. Open up, open up. YouTube, you workless. Open the fuck up, please. Hurry up, filter. Ccinatti. Nothing. Okay. Let me see. Comments. Comments, man. Search contains questions. Public subscriber. Response status. Search for value. Ccinatti. Apply. I can't find anything. Even if I try what? Lewis? No, I don't see anything. Like I said, I don't see the guy's comments. It's possible that he removed it, most likely. Yeah, in any case, I on my YouTube channel have a video and I have an article on the impracticality of engaging in gambling of any kind. And I explain in that video the ridiculous amount of effort and practice it takes, because I've been through it myself. The ridiculous amount of effort and energy it takes. And yet this guy simply wants to win the lottery. I'm like, okay, that's why I clearly mentioned for trying, we can try. Okay, we can try. And the price code I gave him is the default price code for essentially more or less a default order. In this time I had a deal going on, a discount. He also bought like a thingy from me, my e-occult course. And I sent him it, just the usual. I'm not going to show you that information, viewers, because there's nothing to mention. He simply reached out to me. I told him, okay, you can pay through PayPal. Back then I still worked through PayPal, and it just goes on and on and on. And I sent him the link, and that's the end of that chapter. But this is specifically for a separate order he placed. We can go ahead, blah, blah, blah. Just like I said, 1,000 is, it starts. 1,000 is a bit too much for me. Money is tight for me right now. What about 300? That's not my problem. I gave you the default quote. Now you're being a cheapskate, laughable, from 1,000 to 300. I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, fine, you know. You get what you pay for by default. But you see what kind of how deluded this guy is. You want to pay $300 for winning a fucking $1 million lottery. I mean, this guy is a typical example of an occult parasite. These are the kind of guys that I despise, okay? This is what I'm talking about. This is the example of how a textbook example of how not to behave, and what kind of worthless losers that are mentally disturbed are attracted to me. That's one of the very few things I did. That's the only thing, honestly, I hypothetically and metaphorically dislike about who I am. I attract these kind of worthless and nothing low lives. I mean, obviously, there are the statistical majority that hides in the background in occultism. Again, I'm not bad-mouthing anyone here, with all due respect to anyone out there. But seriously, if you behave like this, I want to say, in a matter of speaking, that you deserve disappointment. You deserve nothing but negativity for being that stupid, honestly. In any case, moving on. I'm like, okay, no problem. You can do MoneyGram or bank transfer. Here, I didn't work with PayPal anymore, okay? As far as I recall, I didn't work with PayPal anymore. Either that or the amount was too small to the point where I was like, nah, listen, a direct wire is going to be easier. Make sure I'm the only one that wins the prize so I don't have to share it with others. Yeah, the delusion continues, blah, 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 blah. I simply told him, I told him that's not a problem, I understand. He told me he wanted to win the New York Powerball, blah, 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 information, etc. Morino, I'm sorry, I'm going with $200 for the service deal. Again, you go literally from $1,000 to $200. Can you imagine someone walking into a store and saying, hey, listen, I would buy to like that $1,000 couch of yours. Oh, I'm sorry. He comes back after the following day or after a couple of days. Oh, I'm sorry, I can do $300. Oh, I'm sorry, $200. The person is going to throw you out of their store. I simply said to this guy, listen, fine. By default, you get what you pay for. I was like, fine. You can tell by my answer that I'm already slightly agitated, but I'm like, fine, listen. Keep going. We go through the basic instructions in relation to how to use MoneyGram. He's like, cool. I literally don't hear from him, essentially. He's like, cool. I don't hear from him. Like 15 minutes goes by. I'm like, Lewis, I'm going to need you to make the payment now. Like I told you, payments in advance. Because I got the feeling that the guy literally wanted me to help him out first, like the typical fucking occult parasite he is. And it just goes on and on and on. And then he's like, tomorrow is best for me. It begins because I'm already agitated. The guy says he's going to do it now, and then all of a sudden, oh, tomorrow. Oh, I'm like, okay, I'll hear from you tomorrow then. But almost the entire day goes by. The following day at 6 p.m., I tell him hi again. So what of it? You know, because I don't hear from him. I'm like, huh? Hey, oh boy, the agitation continues. Hey, what's an MTCN? I clearly explained it to him. And then you'll be getting it through email if you do it online. And if you do it through the MoneyGram office, you'll be getting it on a piece of paper. It's the reference code. And then we just keep going on. And I'm like, listen, no offense, but are we going to do this or not? If you want this done, let's get to it, please. If not, then don't waste my time. People that know me know that I don't mess around. The same way that if you comment on one of my videos, I'll respond so ridiculously fast that you'll barely have time to breathe, in a matter of speaking. The only way I will not respond immediately is if I am in an area without internet or similar. But the second I see your comment, you better believe I'm immediately going to ding you. I'm immediately going to respond and deal with this bullshit. So I was like, listen, are we going to do this or not? Because I'm getting the feeling that the guy is literally he thinks that he can actually like string me along or something. And I'm like, listen, bitch, are we going to do this or not? He's like, no, I'm not wasting your time or mine today. Today I had a long day at work. I did a double. I got stuck at work. The person who was come to relieve me did not show up. I did blah, 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 blah. That, with all due respect, that is not my problem. Not pathetic excuses. You can do it or not. End of story. I know these kind of guys. In the past, I literally told one of these guys to get lost, to fuck off. Despite the fact that he wanted to pay a couple of $1,000 or something. And I was like, this was so long ago. I told him, no, I don't want to do business with you anymore. Get lost. I'm like, regardless, if you want me to help you win the lottery, then you need to make the payment in advance as soon as possible. Otherwise, it boils down to the same thing. You're wasting my time. That's the past. Now I made the transfer, okay? Blah, 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 blah. I was like, I'll pick it up tomorrow. It's in your name, correct? He was like, you know, my real name. The email name is not my real name. I'm like, okay, I need your real name. Because I need the name. Because they're going to ask me your real name. In case they do. And here is where I whited it out. Because he gave me his real name here. But I simply whited it out. Do you think a large amount of money can be sent through the surface? I'm like, you're in New York, aren't you? And yes, you can send, but generally speaking, only 1,000 or 2,000 at most. If you want to send more than that, it'll have to go through bank transfer or bank wire. Because I know MoneyGram. Okay, I've worked with MoneyGram for years, so I know that, listen, they're going to ding you. Okay, if you send more than that, they're going to block your ass, and that's the end of it. They're going to block both the sender as well as the receiver. I was like, I need to know what state you're in case they ask me. So you're in New York. I have to ask him several times. It's like he's scared to disclose this information. Despite the fact that I can't do anything with it. I need to know what state you're from. Because I know that sometimes they ask you those questions. Blah, 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 blah. He discusses it, etc., etc. We go about all of it. He gets his energies worth. Look at how deluded this guy is. And then both of us will be multimillionaire at a young age. This is just another worthless occult parasite, a work less than nothing occult parasite that actually thinks that the occult is some fucking easy gateway to a get-rich-quick scheme. When I told him, listen, we can try. I literally have this on my website. You go on my website, I literally have an article and a thing, gambling. I have an article on this with an embedded video. Don't play the lottery or gamble. I literally have this here for this subject from an occult vantage point. View it here. I have 2 articles using the occult for gambling purposes. Literally. And he just goes on and on and on. This guy, look at how deluded he is because he's thinking like, yeah, baby, we'll be stinking rich. I'm like, oh boy, think again. I'm literally going to do my job. I'm going to simply consult my own energy, and my energy is going to give me winning numbers, and these are the numbers that allegedly were supposed to win. Of course, I knew that, listen, the probability of these numbers being correct is highly unlikely, but you get what you pay for, end of story. And here is like, no, that doesn't say, I don't think the numbers are right, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm aware of that. I explained to him how to apply it, essentially. He was like, okay, I'll play today, yak, 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 yak. And then he asked me something unrelated, whether I eat meat, etc., etc., etc. Blah, 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 blah. He was like, hey, Morino, the numbers you gave me didn't make the drawing. I'm like, that's unfortunate. Well, at least we tried. Let me know if you have any other suggestions. And then he ends with, since according to what you said, that you're clairvoyant and have psychic abilities and can see and talk to spirits, I expect that you would predict and give me the exact... Who can see into the future, for example, Fasago, Archangel Gabriel, and many, but it wasn't the case. Well, it is what it is. Best of luck. Peace. Okay, that's a normal response. And then he essentially goes behind my back and tries to do something like this. Pull this crap. Coming up with pathetic excuses. Okay. Point one, I didn't rush him. But if you're going to linger like the worthless bitch that you are, I'm going to tell you, hey, listen, are we going to do this or not? Because don't waste my time. You literally don't get, all of a sudden you go missing and then the following day you get back to me, or I have to essentially hound you. I'm not hounding anyone for an order. If you're interested, then you'll automatically get things done. If not, then fuck off. End of story. Uh, Through MoneyGram, yeah, MoneyGram is one of my default methods of payment. End of story. MoneyGram is sometimes the easiest and most convenient of ways, because sending a small amount, especially like up to $1,000 or a couple of $1,000 through bank wire, is impractical. Other customers, a good deal of other customers of mine have used MoneyGram without any problem whatsoever. I have had people that have sent me like $10,000 through MoneyGram, not in one hit, because I explained to them, listen, you need to send it in like installments. Like, for example, 1,000, 2,000 today and 1,000 the following day, and it just goes on without any issues whatsoever. With spiritual perks, there's no proof. Learn to practice magic yourself. Yeah, good luck with that. Learn to practice magic yourself, because, yeah, you're going to actually be able to make that happen. Yeah, keep dreaming. Last but not least, he will ask you insane amount of money. If you're a worthless and nothing cheapskate that can't afford me, then that's not my problem. If you're a worthless parasite to whom like $50 is a lot, then that's not my problem. The amount of money that I ask people, my prices are equivalent to what you're getting in quality. End of story. But if you're worthless and nothing else, can't even afford a couple of $100, then that's not my fucking problem. You worthless than nothing. So yeah, see what I mean? This is a typical example, and of course he makes some pathetic attempt to try to badmouth me by going behind my back rather than openly telling me to my face, because someone can easily go to the review section of my website and say, hey, I'm going to post a review there, and I will deal with it. End of story. When I see the review, plain here, plain and simple, create your own review. You can easily leave a review here. Look at all the other reviews, okay? All the other reviews are right here. But I know these kind of guys, okay? I already told you. I also saw like, I have an older video in which a video that I shot like a couple of days ago called Reddit Crap. Not a couple of days ago, like a couple of weeks ago or some shit like that. Open up, quicker, man. Yeah, called Reddit Crap. Where is it? Reddit Crap. I have it here. When is it from? Where is it from? Yeah. Reddit Crap, October 23rd. This was like a week ago, exactly a week ago, in which I explained to people. I saw that someone also had like a thingy. They left some crap of me on Reddit. You know, when I Google myself, on like one of the last pages on Google, I see someone that posted it. But even the moderators of Reddit deleted that video. They deleted the review, I mean, because the person wanted to create a separate subsection. These pathetic, worthless, and nothing losers, they literally go on like third-party websites, generally speaking, that are unknown, like Reddit, 4chan, Discord, and then they try to pull nonsense like this, because point one, they don't have the backbone to openly tell me what they think. Point two, they secretly know that they're in the wrong. They know that at a primordial level what kind of worthless and nothings they are. So out of frustration, because things didn't go their way, all they can do is just hide like a bitch behind the screen and go comment somewhere on some unknown website, etc., 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 and just spew forth lies and whatnot. In this guy's case, clearly, like I clearly said, I have two articles, okay? If you're so stupid that you think that a couple of $100 is going to win you millions, then honestly, hypothetically speaking, you shouldn't be alive, because even animals know better. Literally. I can find a fucking grasshopper that knows better. And I mean that, literally. Common sense tells you that. That's why I clearly told them, listen, we can try. You know, because you never know, something might work out in your favor. You might win like a scratch top ticket instead of the lottery. You name it. Bottom line is you're getting what you pay for in terms of energetic exchange. End of story. Plain and simple. But again, you can see how delusional this guy is. This guy is literally a textbook example of what's wrong with the occult in terms of the public, in terms of those that seek out the occult. This guy falls in the category of worthless than nothing, deluded loser that that views the occult as a gateway to sorry and that views the occult as a gateway to as a means to get rich. He views the occult as a gateway to a get rich quick scheme. So I know these kind of guys. Okay, I know their type. It's not the first time that I've dealt with them, but this guy was the last guy that I dealt with. I have no idea for the rest when he commented this. I don't know when. Oh, wait a minute. Review date. Yeah, this was November 2021 last year. In November last year. It does not matter to me. Okay, it's only now that I'm noticing it. I don't give a rat's ass. I don't visit this website often. So there you have it, guys. I'll hear it if there are any questions or anything in the comment section. Again, a shout out again to Mashik for leaving this sort of positive review. Thanks. You're more than welcome, anybody that's watching this, to leave a review here as well. Okay. But do notify me in the comment section if you want to do so, so that I can check it out for myself. Thanks in any case, guys. Bye, and until next time.